What's going on, slave tards? Today I want to do a video about why does everything suck now? I think the world in general is full of stuff that sucks way worse than it used to. Like movies, for example. YouTube. YouTube's a great example, right? Now YouTube is full of AI generated garbage. Where used to, YouTube was like organic and real people out there, putting out real content about themselves or what they're interested in. Now there's very little of that, right? Now it's all about views, and for some reason, the world sucks so bad that the only thing that gets views now is AI-generated crap, right? So you have all these content creators that are spitting out as many videos as they can using AI generation about some subject using the same, like they all have the same, voiceover. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous, right? And you can tell it's AI because AI doesn't even know how to pronounce names or anything like that, right? It's awful. It's completely awful, right? The other night I was listening to music. Music is something that still, doesn't suck. There's still great new music out there. You got to dig for it. Spotify is like the only streaming service that I pay for because music is essential to life, and I like to be able to build my own playlist with anything I want at any time, and just have access to it. So I can go on hikes and have my, my wireless earbuds and like listen to music and, do whatever I want without having to worry about owning it all. Like I really like Spotify, and you can still dig and find great music on it. But the other day I was doing that and I was like, you know what? I'm going to use OpenAI and see if they can find me some new stuff because I'm having a hard time finding some new stuff. You got to really dig. And I was like, well, maybe if I tell AI exactly what I want, and say, go a little more towards country or go a little more towards rap or do this, well, just do whatever. And maybe I can come up with some new stuff. AI was horrible. I spent like an hour on it and it came up with absolutely zero songs that I like. But, when I go on the Spotify magic carpet ride and I start trying to find stuff myself, I always find a couple things I like. Like lately, the new songs that I have that I really like, I like Snow on the Bluff by Evening Elephants. I like the song Nostalgia by Sure. It's S-C-H-U-R, Sure. And then I really like Stoplight Observations. And my favorite songs, I think it's 13 Bullets Part 1 and Part 2 together. Like, yeah, it's great. It's great. It's great music, And I find stuff all the time by digging myself into Spotify that I really like that's new. Right? So in the music world, there are talented musicians out there that are still coming up with cool stuff. And if you want me to, I'll go ahead and put a link to my Spotify best playlist down here in the description if I don't forget to do that. But I'm going to try to do that in the description. You'll see my best playlist. It's got a bunch of stuff though. Like beware, Rawdogletard likes everything. He likes, country, rap, like all kinds of music. So that playlist probably has like 85 songs and it's diverse. So anyway, but YouTube sucks big time because it's all AI generated crap, or it's all like everybody go out and get the, latest and greatest lighting and cameras and like have a little set, and do all this stuff. And it's not like people like me anymore that don't care about overproducing stuff, and I'm just out here speaking from the heart and have some original content. There's not a lot of that anymore, right? So it really sucks when you're trying to find something to watch on YouTube, right? But maybe I'm just doing something wrong because I only have 200 subs. 200 subs. And I know what you're saying. You're like, Rawdogletard, if you wouldn't have deleted your channel 18 times, you'd have had 10,000 by now. Maybe, but I would have like maybe topped out at like a few thousand subs. I don't think I ever got up there to where you can make some real money on it. Help me out, man. Help me out. Give me some subs. Give me some subs. I know some of you out there know some of the, crew from the last channel or whatever and say Rawdogletard's back. I don't know. It's probably not worth it to even do anymore. But, everything today sucks. Like, if you look at movies, every year they used to come out with pretty decent, at least one good film or something like that. There's nothing but junk now. It's all garbage. It's all overplayed remake crap, right? Even if it's not a remake of a remake, the storyline's a remake of something you've already seen, right? It's all like a formulaic bullcrap, right? Just case in point, one of the biggest blockbusters this year is Superman. Like, oh, come on. Seriously? Superman? Like, what are we all children now? What is this with this Marvel comic? Like, when I was a kid, I didn't read comic books. Like, I saw them here and there, but I really wasn't into them. I was like riding my bikes and like jumping stuff with them and like building tree houses and like doing real stuff. I didn't have time for comic books. But all of a sudden, like every single year they come out with Marvel this, Avengers that, Superman that, Batman 15, Spider-Man 304th edition, and they just blow up. They're like blockbusters, like awesome, blockbusters, and everybody's spending tons of money, and they're all just CGI crap. It's all the same storyline where this struggle between good and bad. In the end, you think the good's going to actually lose because the bad guys got them over, and there's no way they can get out of this. And then all of a sudden, boom, right? The good guys win. And it's the same formulaic crap all the time, right? But it's the world we live in, right? It's the world we live in. These days, I don't understand how these kids gonna make it, right? Even these kids that are going $100,000 in debt to get a college degree are getting, jobs making $45,000 a year or whatever, and they can't even pay for rent, right? It's ridiculous. And it's only gonna get worse, people. If you think somehow Trump or any administration or any government entity in the future will somehow undo the trillions of dollars of debts and deficits that we have and get us back on track and surpluses and start paying down the debt, you're a fool. It's not going to happen. Things in the future are going to get more and more expensive. Your standard of living is going to go down and there's nothing you can do about it, right? And you might say you could do Bitcoin, and crypto, and I hear you guys. I hear it all the time, right? I hear it all the time. I bet you wish you bought Bitcoin. Of course, right? Of course I wish I bought Bitcoin. And you may be saying, it's not too late, as the dollar crashes, Bitcoin's going to go to the roof, because everything's digital now. It's digital gold, no one wants that antiquated whatever. Let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something. This is what's going to happen with Bitcoin for sure and probably most crypto, right? They're going to continue going up, up, up as the dollar starts crashing, right? And things are going to get more and more expensive, and there's going to be more and more inflation and maybe hyperinflation. But at some point, the government of the United States will acknowledge that there's no way out, right? If the dollar is dead, there is no more demand for our debt. It's reset time. And at that reset time, I promise you, Bitcoin will not be the new currency. I promise you, when the US dollar crashes and it's reset time for the US dollar, it's going to be some kind of Fed cryptocurrency that has nothing to do with Bitcoin. And I bet that all other cryptocurrencies will be made illegal here in the United States, right? It's not going to be like, oh, the few that own Bitcoin are going to be the new powerhouse billionaires in the new economy. No, no, no. Are you kidding me? It's not going to happen. When the dollar crashes and the reset happens, and whatever the next currency of the United States is going to be, there will be no other competitors, right? I don't think that they'll confiscate gold and silver because no one really cares about them, right? But you can still get the new currency, for that gold and silver. But you won't get anything for your speculative, Bitcoin. And people are like, oh, there's nothing they can do about it. All they got to do is make it illegal. You can't transact in it. You can't own it. You have to have it sold by this date or whatever. Or it's confiscated. It's illegal. They've done it with gold and silver. You think they won't do that with crypto? You think for a second they won't do that with crypto? You guys are fools. You're such fools. So play your little game. Here's the thing about crypto. If you got into crypto and you got into Bitcoin early and you made yourself rich, you better cash in, right? You better cash in now and buy some real things with that realized wealth. Because if you hodl Bitcoin till the end of time, you're going to lose it all. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you. You might be like, well, Rawdogletard, you've been nothing but wrong. I'm not wrong on this one. Bitcoin will not be the new U.S. currency. It won't. I promise you. And when the U.S. dollar resets, let me tell you something. People don't understand what would happen if the dollar crashed and it would reset. All insurance would fail. Everybody's bank accounts will be wiped out. There's not enough money in the FDIC to cover that, right? Like, it will be a total implosion, and it would require a start over, right? It will require a new currency. And I'm going to tell you right now, there'll be no competitors when that start over happens, right? It'll be an event like no other. And it'll be like, nope, sorry. Because most people don't own cryptocurrency. Most people don't own Bitcoin and never will. So you can't say the new currency is going to be Bitcoin because most people don't have it, right? I'm telling you right now, it's going to be something else. So anyway, 13 minutes. I've already talked about 13 minutes about how much everything sucks now. I haven't even started on what sucks now. I'll do another one. Maybe I can upload 2 videos.